And thank you for joining us on this edition of The List. The Connect America Fund has great intentions, but are the conditions attached to the $4.5 billion fund realistic for the telco industry? Here to tell us are two people who cover the topic of universal service reform and the Connect America Fund extensively. Matthew Schwartz is a Wireline editor with Communications Daily, and Mike Spead is Senior Technical Specialist for Broadband with ICF International, and also the former Senior Manager of the High Cost Fund. And gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Good to be here.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you. I've had you both on the show previously, just in different regions of the country, so thanks for making it in. Okay, so let's start our list segment called Truth or Tale. You're somewhat familiar with this as we've talked about it in our pre-show. I'll start with number one on that list, and I'll wait. There it is right there. The Connect America Fund is burdened with unrealistic conditions that are counterproductive for a growing telco. Matt, I'm going to start with you on this one. Truth or tale?
Well, as you know, as an objective journalist, I have no opinions of my own. I'm incapable of forming opinions, but the FCC would say, tale, the conditions are not counterproductive at all. In fact, the conditions to the FCC wouldn't really even be that stringent. The conditions for getting the $300 million of Phase 1 money for broadband build-out are you have to agree to build out the location within 3 years. The location can't already have been slated for development. It has to be a completely unserved area, the census block unserved, and they only get $775 per household. So for every $775 you accept, you have to build at least one household. And you know, the FCC would say that's not too stringent at all, and not counterproductive for a growing body.
Mike, too many conditions on the CAF fund. What do you think, truth or tale?
Well, it's kind of a tough thing to say, but as a former manager of the High Cost Fund, I can tell you that anytime there was any programmatic change, that there was a little bit of an uproar and a little bit of resistance from a lot of the providers. What I would say is that this isn't a minor reform, this is a huge reform, it's a blanket reform. You know, the FCC is doing something revolutionary where they're modernizing this program to shift from serving an old telephone business model to serving a broadband business model. And so I think that you would expect that there is some concern about the compliance aspects that are in place. One of the big things here that you want to think about, at ICF we talk a lot about with our federal clients about compliance and setting measurable goals and metrics and things like that. And I think that's what the FCC is really trying to do here. They're trying to make sure that they get a bang for their buck. They're trying to make sure that they have metrics that they can measure, and they're also trying to make sure that there isn't waste, fraud, and abuse, which is something that plagues a lot of government programs.